I'm Monica Hollins.
I'm Lauren Brown.
I have about 25 years building community with both private and government entities.
And for more than 15 years, I've been creating events and experiences from corporate gatherings with 5,000 to 6,000 people to neighborhood events through HOAs and lifestyle.
About 15 years in HOA management, starting as a lifestyle director and moving to a community manager. But the entire time really focusing on building that community all the way through.
I'm currently the program director for a leading developer in Idaho.
I started my own company, Outside the Box Consulting. That's where I really work with developers on one end to make sure that we're building amenities that are intentional and that are going to be activated. And then on the flip side, I work with HOA management companies and I train lifestyle directors. And I have to say that's one of my favorite things I get to do.
I really just truly believe that lifestyle is the heartbeat of a community, and I'm really excited that I get to do that day in and day out, and I'm excited to chat about it with you and all of our lifestyle friends.
Welcome to Lifestyle Unplugged with Monica
and Lauren.
We are happy to be here today just to chat. It's been a while since we have been able to catch up because we've had such amazing guests and didn't want to take time checking on each other and talking about our weekends when we had amazing guests on. And I want to jump into that a little later.
Yeah, it's been fun talking to everybody.
Very insightful.
Yeah, it really just amplifies how not alone we are in the industry.
I love that. So before we dive in too much, let's go in there.
You're like, let's do it.
How was your weekend?
It was good. I had a mommy's night out, I guess. I went to a gala.
I don't know how to say it. I say gala.
Gala. I thought it was gala, but then gala sounds.
Gala.
I don't know.
It's like pecan.
Which one do you say there?
I don't know. Because I say it differently because I don't know the correct way to say it. Because I say pecan and someone says, no, it's pecan.
Right.
And then I say pecan and someone said, no, it's pecan.
No, it's pecan.
So
tomato.
It's all about who you're talking to. And so I'm so confused. I don't even know how I say it.
Same. I don't know how I say it either. I think I say pecan. But then you're right. The last time I said that, I was corrected to pecan. Anyway, I digress.
It's a touchy subject here in Texas.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Because we have a lot of pecan trees everywhere. So
pecan trees. Just say both at once.
I know.
Anyway, so I went to a gala. I'm gonna go with gala. So I got to get all dressed up. The theme was 1 in a Million. So in my head, Miss Congeniality was playing all night long.
Such a great movie.
Yes,
I
love that movie.
Sandra Bullock is awesome.
She's my favorite.
Love her.
One of my favorites, I should say. So yeah, got to do that and just do my best to not make eye contact with the auctioneer when they were auctioning off trips. It's like, nope, not raising my hand. Don't call on me. I'm not placing a bid because some of them were starting at $4,000. And while it sounded amazing, it was like a completely paid round trip on an African safari or trip for two to Paris, which if I was in the market for a trip, it would have been a really good deal. But holiday season is coming. So we're just going to pump the brakes a little bit. On Friday, I haven't been able to talk about Biscuit.
Oh my gosh, Biscuit.
We did not pass puppy school graduation.
Is Biscuit a puppy dropout? Puppy school dropout?
They're not ready to give up on us yet.
Oh, that's good.
So I have 2 weeks to practice, and we're going to try again in 2 weeks to pass the test.
So, how has Biscuit's behavior been at home?
She's getting better, as in she's not constantly chewing on my child and making her scream.
That sounds really bad. That sounds like I need to call someone.
Chewing
know.
on your child?
Well, to be fair, she antagonizes the puppy. Like she's an only child, so she just has to pick on the puppy until the puppy bites her, and then she starts screaming. It's a thing.
Yeah, the puppy
But
bites. Their sharp little teeth.
yeah, sharp teeth. Well, she has gotten her big kid teeth finally, so that does help. We went out of town, my husband and I, a couple weekends ago for just a parents' weekend away, and my in-laws were here watching my daughter and dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got back, my mother-in-law had renamed the dog Hemorrhoid because she's
What?
a pain in the butt. So yeah, she's got a reputation.
Sounds like it. Her reputation precedes her. Like she
Yes.
showed her true colors pretty quick, it sounds like.
Yes. So I
Okay.
don't know that they'll be volunteering to watch her again anytime soon.
They're like, yeah, we'd love to come over and, hang out with our granddaughter, but you need to put Biscuit away.
You need to find a place for Biscuit while we're
Yeah.
there. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Did they have
Biscuit.
anything chewed up?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I was
Oh, no.
looking at the security camera footage in our backyard because I kept
Mhm.
getting this notification, and my father-in-law was chasing Biscuit, and Biscuit had his glasses in her mouth and was just running around with his glasses.
Seeing
Reading glasses. Yeah,
My
not
goodness.
sunglasses. I was like, "We'll get you a new pair. Sorry about that."
Biscuit.
She
No wonder
She's
they renamed Biscuit.
Yeah.
Goodness.
She's cute, though. That's all she's
Yeah.
got going for her.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You just have to be like, you're cute, and I'm just gonna push through this because
Yeah.
I see your potential.
She will eventually be a good dog.
You're right. Might take a couple years, but she'll be there. As
She'll be
long
there.
as you're still sane by that time, Lauren.
Well, that's questionable. So how was your weekend?
It was really good, but very exhausting. My daughter had a band competition, and I did not. So she had a football game that I was not going to go to because it was an away game. And I was like, you know what? You go, you enjoy it. I'll pick you up tonight. And she's like, but mom, I'm like, are you kidding me? You really want me to go? Like, pay $10 to come in for halftime, watch you guys play, and then leave? Like, and she's like, hey, well, I guess you got a point. And so Friday was bonkers. Like, I had so many meetings. I was going cross-eyed around 3:30. And then my daughter texts me and she's like, you don't have to go. I was like, thank God. I just want to take a nap because I didn't go to bed until like 2:30 that morning for some reason. I just, whatever. And then so I just wanted to take a nap. Well, she then texts me like 45 minutes later, hey, did so-and-so's mom get a hold of you? I'm like, no, why? Well, she's going to the football game. I thought maybe you could go with her. I was like, time out. Time out. You released me. You told me I didn't have to go. And she goes, well, that was until I found out that my friend's mom was going. And so friend's mom and I chatted via text. And she's like, I will come get you. You won't even have to drive to my house. And I was like, okay, this is a little bit better. She goes, and we will go get coffee before we go to the gate. I'm like, we can do this. We can do this. Yeah. And so we got there, we did our thing, watched the kids. Never once saw my daughter, by the way, where she knew I was there. I saw her on the field, playing the instrument. She never even saw me. I was like, man, whatever. So then I pick her up from, when they get back. It's not until 1 a.m. Pick her up, bring her home, and I have to braid her hair for competition the next day.
No, the hair braiding.
Finally figured out how to do it, by the way.
Oh, good.
I can do it. It's not pretty watching me, but it's really pretty, like when it's done. But I was up until 3:30, and then I got up at 7 because she had to go to a hair braiding party, even though her hair was already braided. They do like a team breakfast. So I got up at 7. She got up at 8, and the day began, and I didn't get home till 1:30 or 2 in the morning. after our competition.
I am tired for you.
Yeah, it's a lot. So Sunday I was a zombie, but good news, they won.
Yay.
It was very scary. A lot of really, really, really good bands. Really, really good bands. So it made it worth it. And then I tripped over a freaking tree root, went flying between two bands
Oh,
that had
no.
just come off the field, and they're all looking at me like, "Are you okay?" I jump back up. I'm like, "You guys were awesome. Your performance was amazing." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel that
Knocked me
tomorrow."
off my feet.
A little embarrassing. But then, yeah, Sunday I literally could not function. I was
I don't,
so
yeah.
tired. So here we are
Monday.
on Monday, and I'm good. I feel ready for the week. She has her first state competition on Wednesday.
Wow. Fun. Busy.
It has
Busy time of year.
been very, very busy, but it's been really cool because I've learned a lot about band. I have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
respect for the kids and a lot of the parents who volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me think of our volunteers, that we have.
Mm-hmm.
In order to do, we have a 300-person band, like 350 between
Wow.
the band and the dancers. We have a full semi truck
Mm-hmm.
branded for all the equipment, plus another box truck
Oh, wow.
that goes to all the competitions. It has all the instruments, and it all has to get loaded or
Ugh.
loaded. And to see these parents that help make it happen, and I don't sign up for this part. I'm in uniforms, thank you. But to do an offload and unload and in the Texas heat is no
Ugh.
joke. And I'm like, these parents are amazing. It just makes me think of our volunteers.
Yeah.
It just shows you how important volunteers are. 'Cause
Yes.
so many functions require volunteers,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's school or in our communities. And so really important for us to be able to foster and take care of our volunteers, appreciate them.
Yes. If they feel appreciated, they'll just keep on showing up for you.
Definitely. And if you can get their kid involved in some way, there's a little bit more dedication there.
Yep. Like, I want to teach my kid how to
Yeah.
give back.
Or if it's
Yeah.
something that is just helping your kid, like a club or something,
Mm-hmm.
parents will come forward for their kiddos
Yeah.
for the most part.
That's good, though.
I only say for the most part because some people have schedules that are too crazy for them to even think about volunteering, and I get that and I understand that. But yeah, I was just in amazement watching all these volunteers just make things happen
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know, it's very inspiring to see so many people giving their time to make everything happen.
Yeah. Just to
So,
help their kids succeed. That's
mhm,
cool.
yeah. So that was my weekend. No dog drama with my dog.
Good.
Mhm.
Well, your dog's a good boy.
Yeah. He's a good boy. And actually I will give him props because I used to have this gentle leader and I would take him
Mm-hmm.
for walks and he would just get so mad every time I was like,
Just
when
get this off of me. Yeah.
yeah, get it off me. And so I was like, okay, we're going to try it without gentle leader. But if you're a crazy dog, gentle leader goes back on. He is like a normal dog when I walk him. He doesn't
Wow.
pull me. He doesn't go crazy and try to like get at another dog that walks by. I'm like, you're such a good boy.
What a good dog. I
So
don't know what that's like.
yeah, it takes time. Don't worry. It took some time for me.
I lie. I mean, Annie, my red healer, she's a good girl.
Yeah, Annie's like,
She,
where's my props?
yeah, she's a good girl. She'll be 7 in a couple weeks, which is
Oh,
crazy. But she just kind of snuggles on the couch or she's good on the walk. She's been hanging out outside a lot, trying to hide from Biscuit because Biscuit won't let her rest.
oh, Biscuit.
Biscuit,
You know,
she's
it's funny. I was volunteering and the lady I volunteer with, she was like, son of a biscuit. And it made me think of you, by the way.
and you're like, I know of a Biscuit.
I know of a dog that makes you say that.
Yeah.
I would love for us to chat about our most recent
Mm,
interview with Bill Overton.
yes. What perfect timing too. I was thinking about it after the fact, just kind of taking a moment right before because we're getting ready to have, I mean, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. It's gonna be a lot of time with family. Not only is work ramping up because we're planning all these events for our
Yeah.
residents, but then we're doing family events. You got to think
Mhm.
about that. And what a good time to pause and check in with yourself on mental health and make sure you're ready for the season and ready to say no where you need to,
Mhm.
because it is not worth making yourself crazy. If you can't go to one family dinner, skip one, whatever it needs to be. Take care of yourself in this
Definitely.
season.
But don't let work be the reason you don't go to that one family dinner.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just clear.
Yeah.
I knew what you're talking about, but just
Yes, yes, yes.
for clarity's sake,
Yeah. Don't pick work over your family ever.
unless you're trying to get out of it, and then you know, use your
Okay, well, fine.
excuses. Use your
Right.
excuses wisely. Let's just
Yes.
say that. Like we
Yes.
know that there's some family we want to be around, and some family we
Mhm.
don't want to be around, and that happens in everybody's family. So
Mhm.
that brings its own set of stresses
Mm.
and issues. But, I think one of the things that you touched on is, as we get into the holiday season, as lifestyle people, this is our go time. Like,
Mhm.
this is when the rubber meets the road. A lot of us have the summer where it's not so crazy because it's so hot,
Mhm.
depending on where you live. But starting in like October, it's like go, 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 go until usually April or May, depending
Mhm.
on where you live. So it is really important to make sure that you are balancing out all your events with your time, with
Mhm.
your me time.
I like to go back to, I don't remember when you said this in one of our conversations,
Hmm.
that we make our own schedule. I
Yep.
mean, we do and we don't, but I mean, it is up to us. If you have 3 events in one weekend, maybe look at how you're spreading those out, So, yes, consistency matters in your events, but I think the way you can show up matters more. So, don't burn yourself out.
Yeah, it goes to just being, honestly, just kind of recap. If we are being intentional with
Mhm.
our events,
Mhm.
that's really, really important. When I talk about intentional is who are you trying to reach? What are you trying to do with that event? Are you just trying to fill your calendar? Or are you really trying to fill a need within the community?
Mhm.
And there's two different things. Some people look at a full calendar and go, well, that looks great for marketing.
Mhm.
It can, but if you have a prospect go to the event, whatever, is it worth their time?
Right.
Right? And so or if you have a resident go to the event, is it worth their time? So don't just throw stuff up on the calendar because you want a full calendar. If
Mhm.
you wanna do that, I tell you to get your clubs on the calendar, work on getting clubs started,
Mhm.
and so that can fill in your calendar, and it's not so much you as a lifestyle person, trying to fill it up by yourself because that's exhausting.
Mhm. Yeah. You can't do it all.
Which, on that note, 55 and older, they have very full calendars. I think that's
Yes.
something you can speak about, Lauren.
Yes. I mean, they do. The one thing I love about 55 and older calendars is there is a time block that you schedule within, and you stick to that time block. They do not want to do anything before 10 AM.
Interesting.
I have every time I do something before 10 AM, they tell me I am retired, I am still in my PJs, and I want to sit and drink my coffee, and I won't be there till after 10. I'm like, got it. Uh,
I love that. I can't wait to be
yeah,
retired.
I know, right? So that's one thing that I think is really nice for being a lifestyle director in 55 and up is you do get a couple hours in the morning. You do get, your fitness people that are coming
Mhm.
in and out, but it's not as crazy until everybody wakes up.
Okay, what's the last time of the day?
I would say nothing past 8 PM. Well, I will say that we leave a lot of events open-ended, if it's like a potluck or something
Mhm.
like that, that it'll be on the calendar 5 to 8, and there will be a few people that hang around,
Mhm.
but they really wanna start earlier. They're like, "I go to bed at 8 p.m. I need to eat my dinner by 7,
Yeah.
6."
Well,
And
honestly,
so
it's healthier that way.
yeah. I mean, they're just living their best retired life. So,
Yeah.
most of our stuff happens between that 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. window, clubs,
Mhm.
everything. And then just getting 1 or 2 evening activities a week, and they are golden.
How many, with them being retired, how often
Mhm.
do you see them wanting to jump in and like lead classes or clubs?
All the time. But they don't wanna they wanna help, and they
Mm.
wanna have an opinion and a say in it, but they don't necessarily want the commitment. So, I find that with the volunteers for you have to rotate them. For example, there's a pizza game night once a month, and really you need a volunteer that's gonna pick up the pizza or receive the pizza order and just kind of coordinate which games they're gonna play. Well, we have a different volunteer each month, and they get very excited to have their theme for that month, but they don't wanna do it every single month. So I think giving them opportunities to show up and volunteer, but not
I
have to be
follow you.
scheduled because, I mean, they're traveling,
Hmm.
they don't feel like doing it today, whatever it is, and it's nice to have that flexibility. But we have such a large group of volunteers to pull
Hmm.
from that it works.
Well, I think that's just true for everyone. Like, if you think
Mhm.
about, like, I don't like to be tied down. Like, I'll
Mm-mm.
help, but my schedule changes. I work, you work, right? Like,
Mhm.
we need to have that ability to help when we can help, but also
Right.
not feel like you're obligated and you're letting anyone down when you can't,
Mhm.
because that's the worst feeling is to feel like people are all counting on you and then you can't do it, and
And
then
then
you're
it's
like, well,
just another pressure that
that
you're
that's exactly it. And volunteering shouldn't be a pressure. It should be something you want to do.
Mhm.
And I think that's something that is important for us to share with our volunteers is we don't want anyone to feel like they have to do anything.
Right.
We want them to want to do it.
Mhm.
And so what do we need to do to make sure that we set the volunteer schedule up where people can feel like they can, be a part of an event but not feel
Mhm.
obligated to be there the whole time? Or, even if it's someone on the social committee, we used to always say that we would put like how many events we would need them to do within a quarter, right?
Mhm.
Please show up to 2 events a quarter to volunteer or whatever, just as an
Right.
example. And
Mhm.
that way it keeps it loose. It's like you could pick. You can do 2 back to back and be done.
Mhm.
And if you choose to volunteer more, great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is something that's really important for us to consider is I think a lot of people actually want to volunteer.
Mhm.
It's just trying to find the time and the commitment level that they feel comfortable committing to.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I would agree with that, especially I find too that with the 55 and over and the retired
Mhm.
people, I mean, they're retired from some pretty cool careers.
Mhm.
And so you can tap into that knowledge and they're so excited to share it. We have one community that does like a monthly lunch and I wouldn't say lunch and learn, lunch and
Mhm.
chat, where somebody will just talk about what they did as a career. We have CIA, FBI, some really cool
That is
retired
so cool.
people that have cool stories and they just kind of say, this is what my life was like. But then you can tap into like the accounting person and say, hey, do you want to be on the social committee and help with the budget?
That you bring up a really good point that whether you're in the all age community or a 55 and older,
Hmm.
so many of us have these professionals that are just amazing. Like
Hmm.
more than we would probably even think.
And we give them credit for.
Yes.
Hmm.
And utilize them into your programming. And what I mean by that is if you have someone that has been a police officer or in the CIA, see if they'd be willing to come in and talk about safety.
Hmm.
What can you do for safety? if you have someone that works in IT and have them come in and talk about, IT security and how to keep your
Mhm.
data stuff, safe and how to avoid scams. Like, these are, whether you're in 55 or older or all age communities, are very relevant topics
Mhm.
and can also make them feel really good because they're able to give back on something that they
Mhm.
know a lot about.
Yeah. I love when I would say at least 3 communities, retired police lead the, neighborhood watch committees. And it's
Mhm.
just because they're familiar with it and they know what it is, and it's
Mhm.
a comfort area for them, but they're still giving back to their community.
So you mentioned Neighborhood Watch, which
Mhm.
down in these parts of Texas and Florida, Neighborhood Watch has been kind of a hot button ever since that one Neighborhood Watch went kind of rogue and that Trayvon, I think his name was Trayvon, was
Mm.
killed.
Mhm, mhm,
And so a lot of insurance companies have told a lot of the associations that I'm familiar with to kind of be like, kind of distance yourself. Like if the residents want to run it, let their residents run it. Do you
mhm.
guys, how is that up in Idaho? Like, do you guys oversee it? How does that work?
No, we just help facilitate, the communication, really. It is resident run, but we'll put it on the calendar. We'll send out the invites and make it known so if people
Okay.
wanna participate, but we don't go and actively run it for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just so funny because Neighborhood Watch
Hmm.
was such a common thing for the longest time.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Oh, that's too bad. Just
well,
takes one, yeah.
it just
I mean, I
takes,
get it.
I mean, I think the proper training has to be had. They think they need to know that they are only to report, they
Mhm.
are not to engage.
Right.
And that's the problem where, and I'll just speak from personal experience.
Mhm.
You can tell people all day long how they should act, but once you get into a situation, it's completely different.
Mhm.
I had a situation that I was managing the high rise building, and we had someone somehow breaking into our building. And we caught him, we have him on camera, and we were not able to figure out one, how they got in, or two, what they were taking because
Mhm.
they were able to hide it from the camera
Mm.
and no one reported anything missing. But we could tell there was something, right?
Mm.
And so we ended up having, looking all over, asking people. They're like, no, no, we don't know who that person is because we posted like the pictures all over our community,
Mhm.
and no one's like could figure out who it is. Well, I get a call like a week later that one of our residents sees a guy matching this description in our building. And I had just got home and I was like, you know what? Because we had to have it was a condo, right? High rise
Mhm.
luxury condo. And so all workers had to be out of there by 5. And so I was like, you know what? I bet you it was just someone's handyman that was leaving and people are all on alert. So they're
Right.
freaking out, thinking this poor guy is that guy. So I was like,
Mhm.
okay, I'll be over. So I go over there and the resident's like, I'll go check. I'll go check some floors. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go, start down here and moving about. I go into the our club room and there the guy is, and it is actually the guy. Yes, and I'm in my cute little outfit. I have my little leather boots on, my sweater dress, and it was fall. And I say this because I was not in running shoes. Right? Like I did not plan to go face to face with this guy. And I opened the door and I was like, "Hi, who are you with? Are you with a resident?" He's like, "No, I'm just wrapping up." And like, "Okay." And he's like, there's this countertop. If you're not watching our podcast, there's a countertop, and on the other side of the countertop where I can't see, I see his hands like twisting something, right, in a black bag. And I have no idea what he's doing. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk slowly backwards and I'm going to go call 911. So I walked slowly backwards. And just to let you know, there was a door in this room that went directly outside where he did not have to go through the door that I was by, right? That went
Mhm.
to the lobby. He ends up coming out that door, and I'm on the phone with 911. I'm like, "The guy who broke into our building is here, da, 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 da." And he comes out, he looks at me, and then he proceeds to go outside the door. And the 911 operator, to this day, I can't understand why she told me this. She goes, "Well, where is he going?" I said, He's headed west." But I said, "We're at a huge shopping area, so, that's where he's going right now." She goes, "Well, I can't have the police come if you don't know where he is." And so what does it make me do? It makes me follow him so I can let them know. And I'm trying to keep a safe distance, right? Like, I'm really trying to keep a safe distance from this guy, which worked. And then he gets to like the parking lot, and across the parking lot was the mall, like, operations. And I knew the concierge there really well. And she was coming out of her office. And I yelled at her to get security. At that time, he turned around and he looked like he was going to come after me. I froze. I was like, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Like, this is so not. And then he takes off running, and people think he stole my purse because I didn't have a purse when I was at work, and he was carrying a bag, and people were just kind of watching him run by. Security couldn't find him. And long story short, my husband was mad at me for 2 full weeks because I followed the guy, rightfully so. But it wasn't something I had on my bingo card. Like, if I ever find someone in a building, I'm going to follow him.
Right. Don't do that.
No. But then I was scared because I was like, how did this guy get into our building twice? Like, how?
Did you figure out what he took that time? Or did he?
I know he ended up stealing resident files, like some mail and stuff like that, because we used to keep resident mail when they would go out of town for them. And so we had to let all of our residents know to keep an eye on their credit cards, keep an, all that jazz.
Weird.
But we ended up finding out got in based on when that person contacted me to say there was someone there. Another person recognized him at another part of our building and was like, "Yeah, I saw that guy, like, by the elevator or whatever, by the stairway." And then he was using a screwdriver to pop the mag lock because
Wow.
there wasn't a protective plate over it.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, you never know how you're going to react. And that's what I think it's really funny is when people hear about things, they're like, "Well, if it was me, I would have done da 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 da." I'm like, you
Would
can't
you?
really say. I mean, you
No.
can say like ideally what you would like, but that fight or flight kicks in and it's nobody's business.
And you chose fight because you followed him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Not my first option. But I was just trying to be obedient to the 911 operator.
Well, I hope that they use that call for training purposes.
Yeah,
They don't
probably not.
encourage people in danger to follow the
Yeah, you're
person
not
with a
supposed to.
suspicious black
Well,
bag.
and he had a knife on him. Yeah. He had taken the knife out of the drawer. When I went back to I was like, okay.
Well, I'm glad you're okay and that you're here
Yeah.
today.
Actually, it's really funny. I'm going to move my camera up and see that hard hat.
Mm-hmm.
That was because of that incident. My board was making fun of me. They're like, "Okay, we need to give you a hard hat." Like, yeah. What is it?
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
they put it Plaza Lost Frontline. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Yeah, good times, good times.
listeners, don't follow the people.
No.
I've had some interesting characters in a few of my communities. We had one of mine swatted. The SWAT team came in and took somebody.
So it was legit swatting?
Mm-hmm. He's in prison now. He killed somebody in the 70s.
Oh, you had a murder in your community?
Mm.
Wow.
He
Go
Am I
ahead.
allowed to talk about this? Can I talk about how creepy he was?
Yeah. I mean, why not? I
Guys,
mean,
okay.
you're not
Well,
naming names.
no, which I wouldn't care to because he's in prison. But the point of this story is listen to your gut, because I remember when he came in and I was giving him his house keys and I was like, this guy gives me the creeps. And I let another person know on my team, like, hey, I don't want to take this to his house by myself. I need somebody to go with me. And so we went together and we didn't know anything about him at this time. He was just weird. And I remember giving him his keys and he had his hood up and he was just walking around the neighborhood all slow and creepy. And it was just bizarre. And it was
Oh my goodness.
it was a gated community. And he came into my office one day and was angry and told me that I needed to remove his name off the directory. And still, I mean, we were just kind of like, and at that time we were still building. So I would text one of our superintendents, be like, he's here. I don't know. He's weird. The one thing leads to another, and he's in prison for killing somebody. So my gut that he was creepy was right.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny. I had a gentleman in my community that was a murderer, but he was the nicest person. And like, so here's a funny,
That's worse. That's
so here's
worse.
a funny story about him. It was a condo building, and he was literally one of my favorite people because listen to why. Listen to why though.
Okay.
Because he would always stop by and just chat with me. He'd be like, "How are you doing?" And he would tell me he looked like a mobster. Like if you were to find a mobster in a movie, he would fit that bill.
Oh,
And his
okay.
name was even a mobster name, but I'm not going to name him. But every day he would come in and just chat with me, and he'd tell me about his girlfriend or his kids, or different things like that. Ask me for advice, like, should I give her a ring yet? Like, I don't want to get engaged, but should I give her a ring? Don't give a woman a ring unless you're ready to get engaged. Like,
She's going to take it as an engagement ring.
but I digress. So he'd always come in. He lived on the top floor in the penthouse. Whenever there was any kind of a leak or anything, we'd have to go to his unit. We'd have to go up and check his unit, and he wouldn't even be there. And I call him up and I was like, I need to get access. He's all right, go ahead. Anytime. You don't have to ask me. Just go. This is why I'm saying there was no alarm bells,
It's like
because
Ted Bundy.
yeah, like he never had any hesitation with allowing us to go into his condo. Right? So it's like you have nothing to hide. The only thing that me and my teammates noticed is that he definitely looked like a mobster. So long story short, whenever he would his assessments, I would just be like, hey, I need, $7,000. Get your assessments paid. He's like, all right, cool. I got you. Don't worry about it. He wouldn't get mad, just really nice. Well, long story short, my maintenance director at the time got to know him really well. And he's like, you know what? They're just having a conversation with the girlfriend and him. If they ever need a mobster in a movie, you would be a good fit. You just look the part. And him and his girlfriend just started laughing. They just thought it was really funny. So they're all laughing together, thinking that's funny. I say this for a reason. I leave this community. I'm no longer the manager. I move on. And my maintenance director calls me. He's like, Monica, have you looked at the front page of the newspaper? I'm like, no. He's like, look at the front page. And there it is. He was in witness protection program. His ex-wife, I guess, outed him and talked about all the scandalous stuff that he was doing. He had murdered like a whole bunch of, he was involved in drugs, and he actually was in the mob. He had a different name for witness protection. And yeah, he had murdered some people in whatever. And I was like,
Wow.
I never would have thought he had murdered people.
Yeah, that's weird. That's what's scarier is when they're nice and you wouldn't think that
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, do I think he would hurt me? No.
No.
Honestly, I don't think he would hurt. I
Well, you
think
didn't know him anything.
that's it, right? Like I
Mhm.
think it was more of doing business kind of thing,
Mhm.
right? Quote unquote.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, kind of, it was funny because my maintenance guy and I were talking. He's like, and he told me the story. He's like, yeah, I told him that he looked like a lobster.
And he's like, do you know?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, do I need to off you? Like, what's going on here?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So we had a laugh about that. We thought that was pretty funny, but
Oh my gosh. I'm loving
really,
this episode. All our
really,
stories.
really, a really nice guy.
Hmm.
You know,
Well, there's
besides
a
killing
Netflix
people.
documentary on my guy.
What?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
I can tell you this, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Girl on the milk carton. If you watch that, that's my dude.
I wonder if I've watched that already.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna watch it.
You should.
Talking about watching things, and
Mm.
to switch over from talking about people who've killed people, that
Lifestyle Unplugged, a crime podcast.
but did you ever watch the movie Poms? Poms.
No, I need to still.
Diane Keaton, who was in that, one of my favorite actresses, passed away.
No, I saw that.
It was really sad. So I turned it on. I'm gonna
I feel like
rewatch
she was
Poms.
young. I mean, I know
79.
that
Yeah,
just seems young to me.
Today it is very young.
Yeah.
So it's really sad. I loved her as an actress, and
Yeah.
I'm watching Poms in honor of her. And
I shall watch it. I need
Yeah.
to watch that.
but it's funny. There's a scene where these ladies, it's a 55 older community, when they're greeting her. These three ladies are like the welcome committee. They have their little name tags and stuff, and they have her on a golf cart, and they're like, driving, and they're like, we have over 100 clubs here. And did you know that you could start your own club? And then the two ladies are like, yeah, we started the Southern Bells Club. And the lady driving goes, yeah, and I'm not allowed to go. They're like, well, you're from New Jersey. You're not even a Southern Belle.
It's so just spot on.
I know. It just made me laugh. And I was like, oh my gosh. But it's a really cute movie.
I'm going to watch it. I need to watch it.
recommend it. You do. You can get it on Amazon Prime for like $3.99 to rent it.
Okay.
But it's a really cute movie. But yeah, it just made me laugh.
POMS, right?
POMS, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was pretty funny.
I just text it to my husband. He's going to be like, what? Poms what?
Huh? Why? I know, so you can remember.
He gets some of the most random text messages from me.
That's so funny. I started texting myself.
Yeah, but it's more fun to text him because he will then ask me about it later.
Oh,
Like, what
that's
was
good.
that? So
That's
it's
good.
kind of a double. So I will occasionally text him a license plate number of some road ragers, and he'll look them up
Oh, well,
for
that's
me.
actually a good one. Because if anything were to happen,
Mm-hmm.
he would have it.
Yep. I had one that she was annoyed by the construction, and she floored it towards that poor little flagman guy. And I had already gotten her license plate number because she was like honking. She was just driving crazy. And he literally had to dive into the ditch not to get hit by her.
What?
And so I pulled over and I was like, I actually have her license plate number, so you all can pursue that.
And if you need a witness,
So-
I'm here.
I was here for it because she was crazy.
Even in Idaho, they have crazy drivers, huh?
I had a lady follow me home one day with
What?
my 3-year-old daughter in the car because she thought I got in the turn lane too soon.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I called my husband that time and I said, hey, I'm being followed home by an angry lady because she was flipping me off and taking pictures of my license plate and stuff. And I was like, I have my child in the car. So I didn't drive home. I pulled into the parking lot at the pool in the community, and my husband came and was like, no. Whatever you're doing is way more illegal than her getting in the turn lane a little too
Yeah,
soon.
exactly. Wow. I've had some, people have some road rage around me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny. I had this one that she was honking, flooring, trying to get up behind me and flipping me off. And my daughter's in the car. She's like, Mom. And I'm like, don't even look. Just
Yeah.
do your thing. Just look ahead. It's fine. And then she got ahead of me and tried to slam on her brakes. She was crazy.
Wow.
And I just used it as a life lesson. My daughter was like 13 at the time or maybe
Mm.
14. I was like, this doesn't help anybody what she's doing.
No.
So just because she's upset, like, it's dangerous. It's so,
It
and I
probably has nothing to do with you even, you know?
well, and here's the thing. I don't road rage because I'm too scared I'll get shot, to be quite honest
Right.
with you.
Mhm.
I mean, we're in Texas. Everyone like has a gun around here.
Mhm.
And the last thing I want to do is to tick somebody off
Mhm.
and be on the news because I got shot.
Yeah.
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 Or
And
yell at
I
someone.
that lady, every time I come home that way now, my daughter will ask, "Is that lady following us?" And I wish I could
Oh, that's
find
so
her
sad.
and just be like, "I just want you to know my 4-year-old still asks me if you're following us home because you were that insane." I doubt
Yeah.
she would care, but, you know.
But, I think that goes back to our mental health episode that we just
Mhm.
had. When you kind of think about it, like, not everyone is okay. And it's okay not to
No.
be okay.
Right.
And it's two sides, right? Like, if you
Mhm.
need help, like, if you find out you get triggered quickly, you find that you are just not happy, it's
Mhm.
hard to get up in the day, get moving. That is a sign that you probably should go talk to a doctor or talk to someone about it.
Mhm.
Talk to a therapist to work through it to see, is it hormones that's causing it? Is it depression? What is
Mhm.
causing you to react that way? But on
Mhm.
the flip side, to all of us, to all of our lifestyle directors and community managers that
Mm.
deal with the general public, it's important to understand that when you have someone that goes off on you,
Mhm.
that we need to understand that more than likely it's not because of anything we did. It's
Mhm.
something that is going on in their life that they're carrying over, and we happen just to be there.
We're in front of them.
Mhm.
Yep. I had one this morning in office hours. I mean, he was just so upset and it wasn't my fault. And he knew that, but you
Mhm.
just listen and say, "I'm sorry you're going through this. I'll do what I can." But yeah, I don't take it home with me though. I used to.
Mhm.
Early on, I used to take it home with me. And I will say another thing that we all probably face. I remember my first resident that passed away.
Mhm.
And that was just so hard
Mhm.
because these people become part of your life.
Mhm.
And of course, it had to be a traumatic thing. And she actually passed away in our pool. But like, she was like in the hot tub and it was her favorite place to be. And I think she just must have had a heart attack or something. And so it wasn't traumatic for her. But for us to find her in there was
Yeah.
traumatic. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this other than it's just hard sometimes not to take it home.
Well, I think on that, I think it's really important for teams and for management companies
Mhm.
to be aware when someone does die in a community, whether it's in a common area or if they were a volunteer that,
Mhm.
was really involved and it was enough for the on-site team to know who they are. It's really important to bring in counselors, grief counselors.
Mm.
And the reason I say that is like what you said earlier, it makes an impact. Like our residents, especially those ones who are engaged with us, that come in and
Mhm.
see us and volunteer, whatever it may be, or maybe they just come to all of our events and they just make a point to always say hi or whatever.
Mhm.
We do form these, bonds with them, whether
Mhm.
you want to or not. It's just natural from a human nature standpoint to connect with
Yeah.
people. And when something happens like that, if, grief counselors can come in to help the on-site team kind of process it.
Mhm.
And I say that we had a situation where um it wasn't the first resident who passed in one of my communities. We actually ended up doing a memorial in our clubhouse for him.
Mhm.
So it was very touching. When that happened was actually someone was working out
Mm.
and I get a call. I think I was in the other part of the building and not doing good. I mean, you could see his coloring was not okay.
Mm,
And we were trying to get hold of the wife. We're banging on her door, and she was in the shower.
mhm,
And by the time she finally got out, they were wheeling him out,
mm,
and he didn't look good. And so I took her to the hospital. I'm like, "Do you want me to stay with you?" And she's like, "No, I'm good." And she called me back like 20 minutes later, just crying. And she's like, "I need you. I need you here."
mm,
They say that he's not going to make it. And that
mm,
I have to say was the hardest thing, because I was with her when the doctor came in and told
mhm,
her that he had not made it. That was so traumatizing for everyone on my team.
mhm,
It was traumatizing to me because they were one of our favorite. I mean,
mhm.
everyone who worked there loved this couple.
Yeah.
Like they were just the nicest, most genuine people. And you could tell they truly cared for each of
Mhm,
us. And for my new concierge, who was, I think she'd only been there a month or two, if that,
mhm,
she was the one that had the first interaction, right?
mhm,
And had to call out. And so it was really traumatizing to her.
mm.
So the ripple effect with our team was insane. Um,
Yeah.
and we had to have grief counselors come in just to help
Yeah.
our team kind of digest it and talk about it. Like,
Mhm.
how did it affect you? Why do you feel this way? Is it your fault? No, it's not your fault,
Right.
because there is a lot that comes with that when someone passes away, especially in an amenity
Mhm.
where the on-site team starts to blame themselves. Like,
Right.
could I have done something? And
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah.
The hard parts.
Yeah, it was really hard. But I just think that just shows how special the relationships can be with our
Mhm.
lifestyle team members and our residents. And it's something that, if you have a residence having a bad day, give them grace, just like you want grace if you're having a
Mhm.
bad day. But also, if you have a resident that is mistreating you, you can't just, pretend like, "Oh, it's fine. It's not a big deal." No.
That's just how he is. No. You can still set boundaries and dem I would say if it's a one-off with somebody who you know isn't normally like that,
Mhm.
okay, something's probably happening.
Mhm.
We're not gonna take it personally. But if it is every interaction, you have every right to report it and set a boundary with them and say, "You know what? I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me.
Mhm.
When you're ready to have a civil discussion,
Yep,
let me know. I'll be here."
definitely. And the reason why it's important to let your manager know is, God forbid something happens,
Mhm.
right? And then it doesn't have to be like a life or death something happens. It could be where they decide to put a complaint on you and you did nothing, but
Mhm.
they're just on one. So
Yep.
if your manager knows, like, hey, this has been someone that's been really difficult for, Monica to handle or Lauren to handle, whatever, whoever it
Mhm.
is, then they can kind of keep their eye on it and or say something to them and say, hey, you don't come in to talk to my team this way.
Right. Yep.
So it's really important to have that communication. So, Lauren, as we close today, is there anything you'd like to add or share?
Yeah. You know what? This is gonna because I'm gonna end on a positive note in a way, just kind of circling back to mental health. I want to talk about my gratitude jar that
Mm,
I do at home. And then in my communities, we do a gratitude tree.
I love that.
At at home, every Sunday, we sit down as a family and we talk about the week and pick our favorite thing from the week. And we put it on a little post-it and we fold it up and we put it in a jar. And then on New Year's Eve, we read about all the good things that happened throughout the year.
Oh, I love that. That is so
Yes.
cute.
And it's just a fun way to, 1, have family discussion on Sunday evenings, but
Mhm.
2, just to remember to find the good. If you've had a horrible week, there's still something good that happened. And in my neighborhoods, we like to do a gratitude tree in the fall, so we get little leaves,
Yes, I
and they
love
get to
that.
write things that they're grateful for and hang them on the tree, so kind of a condensed version of it, but yeah.
I love gratitude trees, but I love the gratitude
Yes.
jar. I might have to implement that.
It's really fun. I have several years worth now where, we'll read the current year, but then we'll kind of pick and few from previous years and be like, oh my gosh, I remember when we were moving to Idaho kind of thing. So it's
That is really cool. I love that. Well, thank you for ending us on a positive note because
yeah,
our topics were all over the place today.
we were.
And yeah,
That's what happens when we don't have a guest.
it is. But I have missed just connecting with our listeners because we don't often get a chance to do that and
Sure.
just talk about random lifestyle community stuff.
Right. Yeah. No, this is important too.
But I am going to go watch Netflix a little later on based
Mm-hmm.
on a recommendation from you.
And I'm going to go watch Palms.
Please. It
I
will
will.
brighten your day. I love it.
Bye.
Until next time.
Keep it positive.